Ain't that something? What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I'm still at the event, and I managed to get my hands for about 20 or 30 minutes on the brand new Ducati Desert X. Now, this is a bike that's way above what I usually ride, but I'm really curious to see how it rides. Like I was with the Pan America, I'm really curious to see how this thing rides, how much more expensive machinery rides. I've shown you can do a lot of trips and a lot of stuff with something very cheap and very small, but what's on the other end of the scale? That's what I'm also curious. What's on the other end of the scale? So we have the Desert X for about 20 minutes. We'll quickly go for the specs. We have this front fascia full LED that reminds us of the old Cagiva Elephant. If you don't know about that bike, Google it. 21-inch front wheel, 18 on the back. Cross-spoked wheels, tubeless tires. Let's see some specs. Here we have a 937cc L-twin engine. So we have one cylinder here punching to your crotch and one cylinder here punching forward. Puts out about 110 horsepower and about 92 newton meters of torque. That's a lot of power. The bike only weighs about 200 kilograms. So a lot of power for not much bike. In terms of fit and finish, it's gorgeous. It does have a quick shifter, up and down quick shifter. I've never ridden a bike with a quick shifter. We're not gonna do anything off-road because this ain't my bike and I really don't want to mess it up because it's quite expensive at about 16 or 17,000 euros. But that's the bike. Let's get on it and let's see how it rides. Now, the seat is a bit on the tall side. Actually, you know, before we get started, let's listen to the stock exhaust. Fruity. Very, very fruity. But let's get on it. Like I was saying, the seat is 875 millimeters tall. It's a pretty tall seat, but I can reach, barely, but I can reach. We have full TFT display, riding modes and everything, but I'm just gonna keep it in touring because, like I've said, not my bike and I don't usually ride stuff that's this powerful. So let's not make a mess of it. We'll get back on tarmac. What I can say, riding position is very comfortable. Can easily ride standing. The foot pegs are nice and wide. Once you get used to the bike and its power, you could easily do a lot of nice off-road with it. But let's get on tarmac and let's give it the beans a little bit. Now, I'm not gonna go crazy with it because it's on Pirelli Scorpio tires and these are off-road tires and I don't know the limits of these tires. They seem grippy. I mean, the bike feels perfectly fine leaning into a corner. I still have to get used to the quick shifter. You kind of have to use it like every time you want to go up, you have to be on the throttle and it's smooth. And every time you want to go down, you have to be completely off the throttle and it's smooth. Anything else, if you try to go up without any throttle, it doesn't like it. If you try to go down with a bit of throttle, again, it doesn't like it. It's something new to me. And in case you don't know what a quick shifter is, it means you can change gears without using the clutch. So you just use the clutch to get started and then you can just tug on the lever and it will change gear. Like, look, we're here in fourth gear, no hand on the clutch, down to third, down to second, once again with a closed throttle. If we want to go up, we're on the throttle, up to third, up to fourth, just like that, no clutch. But I am poodling now. I am a bit intimidated by this bike because it's not big, it's not heavy, it's actually, it feels really, really nice, like a really light bike, like you could chuck it left to right, but it's got 110 horsepower on a 200 kilogram bike. It's fast. Some people will say that's not fast. Oh no, it's fast. I'm sorry, if you're used to other bigger machines, Yeah, this may not be fast, but let's face it, in the real world, this is fast. 110 horsepower on 200 kilograms is fast. I am currently stuck in a bit of traffic, but just watch this, second gear. And I wasn't even in full throttle. So I am gonna leave it in touring mode. So we have wheelie control, we have traction control, we have ABS, we have all the electronic nannies keeping us safe and planted on the road. And I'm not gonna switch them off, but if we wanna make a pass, just like that, just like bloody that. Keep it up in the revs. This is an off-road bike, but you can actually do quite a bit of touring. Let's see, opening, yep. Oh, this L-twin sings. It sings. But what I like about it, it's not buzzy. It doesn't vibrate either. The foot pegs are absolutely excellent, and they kind of are. But I think it's the engine that also doesn't vibrate that hard. You can easily get into a rhythm with the bike. Let's see if we can execute a couple of more cars. Oh no. Come on, let's see. At least one. Let's go. One. That's it. One car down. The front brake is a little bit touchy, but that's me not being used to the front brake. We do have twin discs up front. I think they're 320 mil. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Have a car incoming. Come on, I'm getting into the bends and I want some open road. Just a little bit more, come on. Thank you. I remember in Turkey how hard it was to pass cars, and with this, just think about it, and you know, let's not do it in first gear. I don't want to wheelie out of corners. Let's go. Now we can play with the thing. Wide open road ahead of us. Using the quick shifter to its full potential. You know, I could get used to a quick shifter. At first I didn't understand what's the point of a quick shifter. You might as well get an automatic, but you know, there's something about changing gears with your legs. There's something about just using your leg to change gears. Even though I'm not using the clutch, and yeah, it's like playing a game on easy mode. You know, it just rained. I don't like it here. There are wet patches, and I don't know how good these tires are in the wet. Let's put it in second. Let's chuck it into a bend. Probably way slower than I could be taking it, but I'm experimenting now. Getting to know the bike, short shifting a little bit because I don't want that full top end grunt. We're already doing 110, I mean seriously. But it feels like a well-balanced machine, and it should. It's a Ducati. If Ducati doesn't know how to make a bike, I would be frankly quite disappointed. Considering now they have the money from Audi and from Volkswagen Group, I'm expecting extremely good bikes from Ducati, and the Desert X is no exception. I mean, it's beautifully made. You have a steering damper right here. Anything I'm doing with the throttle, the electronics are taking care of it, but I've never felt electronic intervention. Either I'm not good enough to push the bike to its limits, or they're just that good that I don't actually feel them. You know, when it gets up above 6,000 RPM, it really gets on cam and it really starts tugging away. Just watch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even the rev counter turns to yellow, telling you like, oh, the shit is hitting the fan. Hold on, boy. Oh, you asked for $6,000. Well, hold on. You know, but somehow it doesn't feel unnatural. This amount of power on this bike does not feel unnatural. It feels just about right. And I know I'm saying about 110 horsepower feeling just about right, but you know, it does. It does. Just like 150 felt right on the Pan America, 110 feels just right here. Oh, I could see myself touring the world on one of these. I would like a bit of better wind protection though. This windscreen up front is doing jack shit, honestly. This windscreen up front, like I was saying, is doing jack shit. I mean, sure, I don't have a lot of wind on my chest, but I do have some wind on my chest and a lot of wind on my helmet. These hand guards are decent at blocking the wind, but I think they're best suited for protecting the levers. But a taller windscreen and some heated grips, because this one is not equipped with heated grips, and some better hand guards with more wind protection, and that's about it. I don't think I would want anything else. Wonderful little machine from Ducati. And I like that the engine doesn't sound rough. The engine sounds nice, it sounds crisp, it sounds fuzzy, fizzy. I like the fact that it doesn't sound rough. All Ducatis used to have a tendency of the engine sounding rough, like something was broken inside them. I know some of it is from the dry clutch, but you know, there was something else. The desmodronic valves were not very quiet. As far as I know, this one is also desmodronic, but they're pretty quiet. It still has some of that Ducati about it, that Ducati sound. You know it's a Ducati when you're on it. You know it's a Ducati when it revs out, but you know, it's like a refined Ducati. It's one of those well-made biscottis by a proper chef, not by some Italian half-drunk nitwit. You know, now that I'm getting confidence in the tires, I really like the balance of the bike. Whoa, wet, 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 wet. I'm still not confident on the wet, but on the dry patches, yep, they're grippy. They are grippy. Let's turn it around right here, because it's, yep, so easy to balance. I'm not quite a big fan of the hydraulic clutch, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I kind of feel like I wanted the bite point a little bit closer to me. Maybe because I have short hands. Probably I could adjust it. Let's see. Can I bring it in? No. I don't know. It looks adjustable. It probably is adjustable. God damn it, it has to be adjustable. For this kind of money, it has to be adjustable. But I would have liked the bite point a little bit closer to me. Otherwise, what else? I don't know. It's a 16,000 euro motorcycle. That dude in the Fiat, it's screeching his tires. Like I've said, 16,000 euro motorcycle. Does it feel this expensive? Kinda. Everywhere I look, the fit and finish is beautiful. This matte white looks absolutely gorgeous. The engine sounds crisp, and it's an off-road bike that I'm riding on a mountain road with very nice asphalt, and it's on Pirelli Scorpio tires. I think Scorpio Rallies, something like that. They are off-road tires, and yeah, it's not disconcerting. The bike isn't weaving on its tires. So out of its proper element, considering it was designed to be like an off-road machine, something to rival the Tenere 700, just on pavement, works beautifully. Wind protection is meh, but that's it. Otherwise, it's so confidence-inspiring, the bike. Maybe too confidence-inspiring. Let's not do stupid shit. Down to second. Give me a second, computer. Yeah, it's like the Starship Enterprise. I'm just suggesting what gear I should be in, and it's giving me the gear. Man, I love the bark. The bark of the engine, it's right there. Like, keep it at 5 or 6 and then just pump the throttle. Hard on the brakes. Yeah, let's keep it in second. It's addictive, coming out of a bend. Easy on the brakes. You know, going downhill, it picks up speed like it's nobody's business. The brakes are more than up to the task, but you know, that's my problem with these big, powerful bikes. You really have to get used to it, and you really have to know you are on something that could kill you quickly. So you really have to be mindful. They sound wonderful. They pull like freight trains. They accelerate like nothing else on the road. Barely any car can get up to something like this. But you have to be mindful. You always have to remember, this is a big boy's toy. Don't do anything stupid, because electronics will take you so far before they... Electronics will take you only to a certain point, and they will protect you only to a certain point. If you cross that point, there's no electronic that will take care of you. But if you ride in your own skill envelope and in the bike's ability to use its electronics to save you, you should be perfectly fine. Yeehaw! Yeah, it's a beauty. Little bit stiff on the bumps, but we are in touring mode, and in off-road mode it should soften up. Or is it? No, I don't think it's electronic adjustable suspension. But the nice part is, even though the engine is quite powerful, the mapping of the throttle is really, really nice. I mean, the first little bit is, you can easily control it, even in first gear, even with 110 horsepower, you can easily control it. It's only when you go wide open throttle or you go past 50%, that's when the bike starts to properly bark at you and starts pulling and starts becoming a little bit nervous. But otherwise, I mean, you can easily fit in the power and just grab another gear. It's easy to control. That's the interesting part about these modern bikes. They have a lot of power, but they're so easy to control. If you're a bit mindful of the power that they have, you're not gonna have any kind of trouble with it. So yeah, great bike, wonderful bike. Expensive? Yes. Is it expensive? Yes, it is. Is it worth it? I think so. I actually think it's worth it, the 16,000. I mean, you still get the badge. You know, let's take it just a little bit off-road. I would hate myself if I didn't do this. Now let's leave it in touring mode. Up on the pegs. Feels right at home. Easy to control the power with the throttle. Right at home it feels. And I am on pretty wet rocks. And now let's turn it around. Come on, come on. Easy does it. Okay, that's it. Thank you. The clutch is a little bit iffy. The bite point is a bit far away from me, but like I've said, you can probably adjust it. But otherwise, it's handling these rocks beautifully. Now this isn't on some extreme off-roading, but it's easy to sit on the pegs. Easy to control the bike. It's a capable off-road machine, at least for fire roads, for dirt roads. It feels perfectly fine. Probably something even more extreme, but you have to be a better rider off-road of such bikes than I am. Back on tarmac, let's go. Let's clean off the tires. Nice and easy, clean them off. Yeah, wonderful little machine. Expensive, but real nice. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed our little fun ride, joyride on the Desert X. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care out there, everyone, and ride safe. Goodbye.